clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Patriots and the Seahawks next on EA Sports.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line, and he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The numbers for him from a week ago. A boatload of carries, 96 yards, and a touchdown.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. On first down, Carson. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Minshew's throw into the hands of Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Throwing, Jones. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Now Jones. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. A check-in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 17 carries, 116 yards.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
Now this throw caught left side. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play there for the Patriots. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up fourth down. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on fourth and goal. Touchdown! Odell Beckham, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They'll go play action here with Minshew. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. John Franklin Myers in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. On second down now. It's Carson. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. And the defense, they'll spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12. Minshew sets to throw. It's caught. Lockett. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Patriots take over. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Jones on 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ross. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. They'll try the left side. It's Robinson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside. They'll run on 1st down. It's Robinson, and he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after one. This is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season, and the Patriots have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
On 2nd and 9, Minshew. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. In for the sack, Deion Jones. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on third down. Now Minshew. And this will go to Carson out wide. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw it. Minshew. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. They run it with Carson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Here's Minshew. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 20. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. That is caught by Mims. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones. Got a man open. It's Ross. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 29-yard line. On 1st down, Robinson. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They run the counter. Robinson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd and a couple. Jones firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Denzel Mims, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
For most people, the excitement of the kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
And he'll be out right at the 35.
Let's go, boys, let's go. when you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. No problem there on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
And I caught a quick glimpse of him before the ball was snapped, and there was something about his body language where you could tell early in this play he wasn't just thinking first down. He was thinking end zone, and he got there.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense.
And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership, by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now Jones throwing on first, under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Another try after the first down sack. Jones going deep downfield for Ross. And this one is incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So at halftime, and okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Patriots to take over. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. They begin the drive with Robinson. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Second down at 4.
Back to throw. Jones.
He completes it to Beckham. The 30. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Odell Beckham, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Patriots are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14.
Seahawks 14.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Jones throw into the hands of Hooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Let's go.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. On the run, it's Robinson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with.
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Denzel Mims with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Patriots add 6 to their lead. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Throw left side complete. That's Carson. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Pulled in at the 24. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense. Come on, you serious, dog?
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Looking to throw. Jones. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. It doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from, working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
On 2nd and 10. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown. Denzel Mims, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Patriots get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point safely through, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. This is Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. From after up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach. And let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier this week.
Yeah, we certainly did, didn't we? Because, let's face it, he's heard the whispers, and they're growing louder that he shouldn't be around next year. He essentially stormed out of that meeting you just referenced with the reporters. How did he end it? We're done here. Well, that's a function of losing and all the pressure that's on him. Hear about pressure creating diamonds? In this case, it's bursting the pipes of the coach.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Jones. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Robinson. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And his kick is good. And that will extend the lead out to 24.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Looking to throw again on second down. Minshew throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down.
On fourth down, Minshew. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. It'll be Minshew again. Short throw to Disley. Off play action, it's Minshew. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll look to throw again.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up fourth. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Robinson. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long. 3rd and 15.